Guys, this is Igor in Russia with Toll Travels, a British Serbian guy, very well known on YouTube.
Guys, this is like the best travel deal in Europe in winter. Or if you're interested in being here long term, then you can marry a Russian person. That's one option. For love, of course, not just for a visa. If you believe the Western press, they'll tell you it's very dangerous and we're going to be thrown in the back of a van and interrogated at any moment. As far as they're concerned, the biggest country in the world is just an evil, barren wasteland where nothing happens. People are aggressive, dangerous, alcoholics. They hate you if you're a foreigner. Hey. I'm sorry, you see how rude I was? I started drinking before I said cheers with Igor.
Guys, welcome. This is Igor in Russia, streaming with Toll Travels here in Saint Petersburg, Fontankoville. We're going to go to Stolovaya, of course. And we're going to have some maybe vodka or something to drink. Guys, join in and push likes, leave your questions here. And welcome to Russia, guys.
I think I can have a beer in this Stolovaya, but when it's cold, we probably shouldn't be drinking beer, should we?
Maybe vodka.
Maybe vodka better, yeah. So after today, I got one more day in the hotel I'm staying in, and then after that I booked another place. And how much am I paying per night? 10 euros a night for a hotel.
Hotel? Whoa.
It gets really cheap after Christmas. Even before the war, when I came here, I got some amazing deals in in winter. One time I was staying down there and I was in a 3-star hotel and I paid the equivalent of £15 a night, and it included a really good buffet, like top quality buffet, and gym included. So I was basically staying in a hotel for free because the food and the gym were worth that on their own.
That's awesome. I was in Ivangorod, which is the border city, a very border city of Russia, and I thought I had a good deal with $20. I'm gonna do a video about it. Included a breakfast. I was like, what? Breakfast for $20?
Yeah.
I forgot about the prices. I've never been. It's been a while since I was a tourist in Russia.
The place
Oh, it's the wrong light.
This has tricked me before.
Yeah, we almost died.
I made that mistake up there. Is that filming?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Don't say anything. Censored. Just kidding.
I not speak.
Wow, this is always cool to cross the. Always take the time, a couple of seconds. In Russia, driving is crazy. There's always things happening.
Sweaty, Stolovaya.
We will have some maybe vodka here. Or beer.
Oh, garden.
Yeah. It's Miller is basic. Draft is.
I never buy American beer. It tastes like water to me. Amstel is not too bad.
Amstel is horrible, but I drank it.
It's cheap stuff, yeah.
Where's Amstel?
Where did I sit? I think, there. Yeah. Well, that's probably a good thing, to be honest.
Yeah?
Yeah, because we don't want to make ourselves too big. The buffet that I'm going to, I think I mentioned this before on previous trips. I pay 650 rubles, unlimited buffet, good quality. So I had it for breakfast this morning. I went there for breakfast, and then tonight I'm going to have another one. And that's my whole food sorted for the day, pretty much.
Spending a few minutes here and the drinking and talking. No walking this time around. Is it worth being a 3-star hotel rather than renting an apartment? These guys on not Snow and Bottom, Igor and Toll.
Well, the issue that you have with apartments in this country is that you have to get registered when you come in the country. So you're relying on them, their landlord, to register you. And I've had problems in the past where that hasn't happened. But with hotels, when you turn up, they do everything for you. And also, maybe you book an apartment and you agree to meet the landlord, on the street, and he doesn't turn up, and it's minus 28 degrees. And also, hotels can be cheaper at this time of year than apartments.
Never thought about it that way.
But the advantage with apartments, of course, is that you can make your own food. You know, you usually got at least a microwave, a little stove or something. So.
Yeah. And the feel that you're actually coming home, you know, home.
Yeah, because you might have
you can
some.
buy with money.
If you're in a hotel, you might have some noisy neighbors or something like that.
Yeah.
So,
but the plus sides, if you live in an apartment, you can have like your own neighborhood, the feel, maybe, you know, the real neighborhood suburban life.
Yeah,
If
exactly.
you live in the suburbs, but you probably would live in the suburbs if you would buy or rent an apartment.
Sure.
Because it would get a lot more expensive living in the center.
So I would say, guys, that this is like the best travel deal in Europe in winter. I mean, where else can you get a hotel room? Let's bear in mind that St. Petersburg is one of the biggest cities in Europe for like 10 euros a night. It's just impossible.
It's crazy, yeah. All right, guys, let's go. Hope there's not a loud stupid music like last time. We were here last time. But we could sit here as well. Ah, no. Guys. Yeah. Is the sound okay? Probably is.
I generally make everything up as I go along anyway with my videos a lot of the time.
Me too. I never plan anything anymore. And I don't feel that I need to either. Sometimes you need to think about maybe location. Because sometimes it's really boring for me to be in the city center. I know people love it. There's a lot of action, like Moscow type of feel. And Moscow would be the greatest thing.
Depends what you want. Like for me in winter time here, the good thing about St. Petersburg over Moscow is it's more compact. So if you are going to like cafes, restaurants, bars and stuff like that, if you stay near Nevsky, you can get everywhere quickly. And if it's very cold, then that's good because you don't. Otherwise, you have to take taxis to get here, there, and everywhere.
Yeah.
But
and like me, since we talked about the apartments, I have to take into account that I have to actually travel like 1 hour, almost 1 hour. But during the summer and the fall and spring, I overused almost. I never used taxi this summer, basically. Yeah. And I actually couldn't. After the 31st of 7th, my taxi app, which is Yandex, but in Europe it's Yango. Some countries, it's the same app.
I've never heard of Yango before.
It's the same thing. If you have in Yango, it uses Yandex taxis. So it stopped working.
I'll tell you one thing I noticed with Yandex. If I go to another country, the card I have attached it asks me for let's say I go to Armenia tomorrow. I get in the taxi from the airport in Armenia. Then there's a sound on the dashboard with the Yandex driver's account, and it changes to payment by cash.
Oh,
so
where?
Yeah, it can be anywhere. Like I've had it in Serbia, I've had it in Armenia, another country, and Georgia too. And then I don't have any cash in that country because I just arrived and I have to get the taxi driver to take me to a cash machine. It's very annoying. Other people have had this issue as well, I found out. I don't know if it's still like that. Anyway.
I'm going to do, by the way, I have a question for you, like serious thing. Really, really
serious question. Oh my
serious. Not serious, but like information packed.
Sounds like KGB type stuff, guys.
I'm going to give you the mic because it's literally... Fuck. I held the microphone wrong way.
Had it upside down. Sorry, man. You haven't been long back in Russia. You're getting into the groove again, you know?
I'm still over filming.
Okay.
Guys, this is Igor in Russia with Toll Travels, a British Serbian guy. Very well known on YouTube. Been doing this stuff way before me, I think. When did you start?
I think 2020.
So after me.
Yeah.
And so we list that off. I started in 19 from the Victory Day. I planned all my life to see Victory Day.
I first came to Russia in 2019 in summertime.
But you're a British man coming to Russia.
Right.
Can you just, in your words, tell some phases? What do you need to be taken into account? I get a lot of questions from all around the world. Some British, some not.
Yeah.
and they hold the basic stuff as a well. You can leave that Serbian part out if you want,
Right.
but from the British perspective, how can people travel during these times and geographically and paper wise? What you need to do?
Yeah, so for British people, I'll take this. All right. Okay, everybody. So for British people, you will need a visa to get into Russia. That's the first part. So you can get, I believe, there's visas for 1 month or 3 months. So I can only tell you about what I've heard from my British friends. I've got a couple of British friends that have been coming here recently. One guy in particular, he gets a 3-month tourist visa. And so, yeah, he's been getting 3-month tourist visa, and he told me 321 British pounds. Now, I'm not sure if that's an express service or a normal service, but I believe it's fairly quick. I think in a few days he got it, so maybe it wasn't an express service. So it's quite expensive, to be honest, 321 pounds, but it lasts you 3 months. And bear in mind, if you are coming here, then it's fairly cheap at the moment for tourists, so, it can make up for the cost of the visa. You can save quite a lot of money coming here compared to other countries. So there's that option. Then you have business visas that are 1 year, but with the business visa, you can only be here for 90 days out of 180.
Now, you need to have actually business here nowadays. Think about it.
I've heard. When I got my Serbian business visa, it's like a glorified tourist visa.
But when did you have it?
Exactly, 2020.
That was fine. I got rejected. Me.
Oh, really?
I was this close. I was talking to all that is the border. So they were. I made videos about it as well. They said I will let you in, but I should not.
Yeah.
Next time come here with this and this visa, and I travel now with different visa.
All right. So
you have to have business with that company that is written there.
Yeah.
And I used to say that I do YouTube videos, which is sort of business, sure, because it can have money involved.
Yeah.
And support the channel so it would have money involved.
Yeah.
Anyways, so it doesn't matter. Do you have business with this company that's in your business visa?
Yeah.
So be careful with that right now.
Sure. I mean, I'm not applying for business visas these days anyway, but this British friend of mine, what he did, I'm not recommending this. I'm just telling you what he did, okay? He got 1 3-month visa, and then he left Russia. He went back to UK. He applied for another 3-month visa, and he got it. And he's doing this every time. Like I said, I don't say you should do this. I'm just telling you what he's doing. And somehow he's done that twice, I think, in the last year or so. So yeah, anyway, so that's the visa part over with. Now travel from the UK. What I do, and for those of you that are subscribed to my channel, you might know that I'm flying from the UK to Riga, all right? And I get a cheap Ryanair flight, very cheap. I'm lucky to have this route. Then I stay in Riga for 1 night, and then I get a Lux Express bus that goes from Riga all the way to Saint Petersburg. It goes through these windy Estonian and Latvian roads, quite slow going, to be honest. It takes about 11, 12 hours almost. And it's a nice bus. And it cost me 57 euros. They've, because of the climate at the moment, they bumped up the prices a little bit. But it's direct. And it's, nice bus. And that's it. So that's, some people don't want to bother with this. They just want to fly into the country. So if you want to do that, you have to fly to Istanbul. That's the main hub, Istanbul, but you can fly from Serbia, but flights from Serbia are generally expensive, direct to Russia, but you can fly from Istanbul, generally cheaper. Or depending where you're coming from, you can also fly from Yerevan to Russia, maybe Georgia these days, and Dubai as well. So it depends where you're coming from, but if you're coming from the UK, then those are the options. So, yeah, I think that's about it, really.
Does it go through Narva?
Mm-hmm. Goes through Narva.
Do they have own borders, or Narva is the only one? Latvia, Vilnius have? Yeah,
they've got a border with Russia, but the bus doesn't go that way for some reason. It goes up to Pskov and.
Yeah, I would go there, Pskov.
Yeah, but I thought about going to Pskov and then after going to Riga. I didn't make that journey, but there is direct buses from Pskov to Riga.
Right now?
Last time I was here in the summer, they had them. So I don't know why it would be any different.
That's interesting to hear. And by the way, if you need to have some information about citizenship, there's a link in my description. I cooperate with this Moscow lawyer who helps.
I know this guy. Not personally,
yeah.
but I know him.
He helps people. You can have a free consultation, so you can actually just have a start off questions about what to do if you have in this plans, or what are your options. So you get a perfect legal advice on what to do.
Student visa is another option.
For sure.
Or if you're interested in being here long term, then you can marry a Russian person. That's one option. For love, of course, not just for a visa or residence.
But Russia has opportunities to get you permanent residency, and there's you don't need to hustle like some people do with European just to get into Europe. Unfortunately. All right, we just drinking. Two guys drinking in Saint Petersburg. Since Toll Travels, you can also subscribe to his channel. He's gonna start new year with more active.
It's mandatory. You have to subscribe to Tour Travels, or I'm gonna get drunk and start fighting.
Yes.
The weather, guys, has been extremely cold, and so the air temperature has been about -28. Even in the daytime, but there's been a wind chill, so you can add another 10 degrees, so like -38 with the wind chill, and it was ridiculously cold. Now, I've been to Novosibirsk in Siberia in winter a couple of years ago, and that was -42, and that was cold, but when Siberian people come to St. Petersburg, they say they feel colder sometimes because of the humidity in the city, because there's a lot of water around. So it's a bit like London. Humidity in wintertime, it's not that cold, but when it's humid, it can feel very cold. So I haven't been doing anything since I arrived. Today feels like the day I arrived in Russia because I'm actually out and about. The last couple of days I've been at my hotel. I went to the gym a couple of times, and that is it. So it's proper cold here. And when I was last here, I left some of my winter gear at a friend's apartment, and then he moved apartments and it disappeared. So I have to buy a new hat, some gloves. I don't have any gloves at the moment. So yeah, so we're in Russia now, which, if you believe the Western press, they'll tell you it's very dangerous, and we're going to be thrown in the back of a van and interrogated at any moment.
In Russia?
Yeah, I'm being sarcastic, because I think a lot of people think it's dangerous to come here now. So I'm kind of joking. Everything's fine.
Britain is, of course, very active in this anti-Russian front, and because of that, there's a lot of the ones who want to are interested, really maybe afraid even because of the border things. Is there anything to be taken into account?
British people. So I think British people are generally quite intrepid, We like to get here, there, and everywhere traveling, but there will be some people that would not want to come here at the moment. But I can assure you that there's no hostility from the people here. If you tell them you're from Britain, it'll normally be a good thing, You'll get good reactions. I was in Murmansk, I remember, a couple of winters ago. And I told some taxi drivers from Britain, he's like, "Oh my God, nice to meet you. I've never met a British person before." So
British in Russia? Sorry.
Yeah, he's never met a British person before, this guy in Murmansk.
Murmansk.
Yeah. So,
Russians love foreigners.
Yeah, and people are polite on the street here as well. Like, they're not going to, hit you with a baseball bat or something. Even if they did have some negative opinions, they're gonna be polite, shake your hand and whatever. I've never heard of anybody here being targeted because of, his nationality personally, but
it's funny how people now it's been written in the news about people arrested over New Year's Eve or something like that, like 3,000 foreigners.
Yeah.
Like illegal foreigners.
Illegal immigrants.
So
Yeah.
illegal. I'm not trying to get it.
From the Central Asian countries, I think they're from. Caucasus. Yeah.
The same ones who are here, like a lot of them are illegally here.
Yeah.
So it's funny how the media treats that news also as bad Russians doing bad stuff, when exactly that's the reason why for example, Finnish border is now closed, because they don't want to get people without proper papers.
Double standards.
Yeah, it's so weird. So bad Russians, you should keep them there. But I don't know about the New Year's Eve, but this is why you officially have to carry your papers here.
Yeah.
If you are suspiciously looking like a person from a certain areas who you might be illegally here, they check out the people, and sometimes they caught people like working illegally or overstaying their visas and stuff.
Yeah.
So I guess
I'm quite lucky because I look, even though I'm British, Serbian, whatever, I look Slavic here, so I don't get stopped. But I mean, they have stop and search in this country. Unlike in England, you can't just stop somebody on the street and ask them for documents. And also, in the UK, we don't have some national identity card that people carry around with them yet. So in this country, people have that, but not in the UK. And you could be accused, they can accuse the police of racially profiling you. So,
and I think between you and me, this is exactly what's happening in these stop and searches. They're racially profiling, but the word is not a bad word like it's in the Western.
Yeah.
It doesn't have that. The problem for me, for example, I travel here. I want to explore new places. You're not doing as much as that anymore because you traveled a lot. In general,
I like to go on long walks in Saint Petersburg.
But
very
outside,
long walks.
like new areas, new cities, towns, like aimingly.
No, I used to do a lot of that. Like I've been to a lot of cities in Russia, but I don't have the budget for that kind of thing these days. So hint, hint. If anybody wants to bankroll my trip around Russia, then I'm more than happy to go to Kamchatka or somewhere like that. But one city I thought about going to that I've always wanted to go to, I don't know why, is Arkhangelsk.
Oh, that's north.
Yeah, because I don't know. I think I was just looking on the map as a child at Russia, and I saw this Arkhangelsk city in the north. I thought, oh, it's got an interesting name, like Archangel or something. So Arkhangelsk, it looks quite a brutal place, and
It's near Murmansk. No, it's somewhere else.
Further east.
Yeah.
So, and I saw there's cheap flights for St. Petersburg. So with this Pobeda.
And Ilyushin is 350 from Arkhangelsk.
Oh.
Are you gonna go there? Maybe.
Maybe.
Have you researched how to get there from here, for example?
Yeah, it's quite straightforward. It's straightforward flight from.
Flight?
Yeah.
No trains.
Yeah, it makes it difficult, especially in winter time, to motivate yourself to take a train when you can be on a plane for an hour and just turn up.
Are you afraid of all the news about Russian planes being super unsafe?
No, to be honest, no. Maybe I'm stupid.
I flew to Moscow, and it's in the back of your mind because you read the stuff that you read. I read because I want to know what they write about Russia and understand the mentality, even though I know it well.
Aircraft safety isn't the best in the world, but there's much.
Even before all this.
Yeah, so Pobeda airline is like it's a budget airline, so maybe.
Which one?
Pobeda.
Yeah, I know it.
I haven't flown with them before, but I know it's the cheapest one. And they have this other cheap one too called Avia something. Smart Avia.
All right. There's one of S7.
S7, that's my regular airline I fly with. I like S7, it's good. I think ironically the owner of S7 died in a plane crash a couple of years ago. Some woman she was owner of the airline. Country like Russia is the biggest country in the world, so huge differences between the people, I'm sure, and most of the wealth is concentrated in the big cities, and outside of the big cities, it's a more rural life, and people don't have such big salaries. So it's a totally different way of life, and so I'm sure you'd like to see much more of the country and give your viewers another perspective compared to what you've done so far. Go to some rural places in Siberia or the east of Russia or whatever. I've just done major cities in Russia so far.
That's a good start.
Yeah. But I've been to quite a few big cities. Yeah, Saint Petersburg is where my heart is.
Ilyushin says that you should meet Daniel, which is Wild Siberia YouTube.
I've met Daniel, I can say. So he was going to visit some guy who lives in Kirov in Russia. Now, I think his name is, he's basically a Danish ex-military guy, okay? He's a real outdoorsy guy, and he lives near Kirov with his wife and child. And he has this channel doing survival. He's a real
survival Russia, some survival Siberia.
Something like that. Do you know the guy I mean?
I've seen the video recently.
Yeah.
He's Danish guy.
Yeah, so he's a Danish guy and looks like an interesting guy. And he's so Daniel was coming back from seeing him, and he arrived in Novosibirsk on his way back to Irkutsk. So I met him and his girlfriend, and we had some dinner one night. And yeah, so I've met him already.
But how did you know about meeting him?
I saw him online and sent him a message, and I said, look, I'm going to be in Novosibirsk. And he said, oh, I'm going to be dropping by in a few days, and that was it.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So
we have a growing community of YouTube influencers.
Yeah, and I think like with YouTubers in Russia, people know somebody that knows somebody else kind of thing, you know what I mean? So the more time you spend here, the more time, not only YouTubers, but also expats, the more you've heard of this person. You might not have met them, but you've heard of them through contacts or something like that, because there's not that many foreigners, let's say, in Russia at the moment, especially Westerners. There's quite a lot of students here, foreign students. I will tell you, like, try and find me any good story that you've seen from the Western media about Russia. You'll find almost nothing. I can only remember one story about in Siberia about a grandma ice skating on a lake. And, you know, there's probably a motive behind that even, but that's the only kind of one I can think of. You won't find anything good about this country. So as far as they're concerned, the biggest country in the world is just an evil, barren wasteland where nothing happens. People are aggressive, dangerous, alcoholics. They hate you if you're a foreigner, all this kind of stuff. It's
just because we don't share that image because we know better. Plus, I guess there's probably some reason we are here, like personal reason, spiritual reason, maybe. I don't know. You know, the feeling, just liking being around here, being Russian, knowing the Russian, true Russian people.
I think probably it's, for me at least, it stems from my, I got Slavic blood, you know, and I've been curious about these Eastern Europe, let's say, because I'm from Serbia, my mother's Serbian. And I remember when I went to Serbia for the first time in 2003, all right? And that's the first time I went to the country on my own. Prior to that, I was going on family holidays. And from then on, I think I was kind of smitten by the country. And 4 years later, I moved to Serbia before I moved to Ukraine. And I've never kind of looked back since then. I've been living most of my time in this part of Europe.
Videos. Hey.
I'm sorry, you see how rude I was? I started drinking before I said cheers with Igor. And
I was waiting.
It's a capital sin. You can't do that in Russia. Or even in Serbia, it's the same.
You have a microphone in your sleeve.
Yeah. I thought it was an insect.
That way.
Cheers.
Merry Christmas. People. By the way,
my battery ran out a long time ago. So.
Seriously?
Yeah. I don't think it's a compact, good little camera. And it's quite old. I think it's almost 10 years old, but it's still good. They're still selling them. It's a Sony, I think it's FDR X3000. It's To be honest, I liked Sony products ever since I was a child. Like, they're solid, you know. They last for years and years.
Did you know that?
Oops, sorry, I was fiddling with that. I didn't know what it was from that.
Did you know? I told you about it. I met. He's a huge vlogger, travel vlogger, whether you like him or not. But Harold Boulder. I met him in Helsinki.
You told me.
Yeah, that's so crazy. I still cannot believe. I'm not a fan. I did watch his videos. Some countries I'm more interested in others. He looks a bit tired to do that stuff. I guess he loves traveling, doesn't he?
Yeah, I mean, I've known Harold Boulder for 10 years, let's say. I met him in Kiev back in the day. And
was he filming then?
No, he wasn't. And I don't know how much to say, but I found him a very peculiar guy from the start. And yeah, our acquaintance didn't last for very long. But, you know, fair play to the guy. He's a successful YouTuber. He's putting out a lot of videos and stuff. I haven't watched anything from him for...
He's helped many guys. I don't know how many guys, but... How did, by the way, the Simon Wilson?
I
know him.
I don't know him. I just know it was an associate of Bold's. He's from Liverpool.
Is he associate of Bold, or did he become one?
He became one because
they did the series together. Yeah.
Bold, he's a lonely person. He's always looking for traveling companions.
Okay, we don't need to get into that, but I'm just interested, like personally.
So they're not like friends. He just comes. It's like, oh, suddenly there's a YouTuber. Okay, he's from.
Then they do a trip.
Let's travel together, and then he finds the next one and the next one.
And he drops them, right? Because they don't.
He drops them like hot potatoes a lot of the time.
Does he actually drop them, or just the travel arrangements go other ways?
Kind of drops. I don't know. I mean, it's something like Harold and Bold. They're not in contact anymore. I think it could be.
Yeah, they haven't done any stuff together.
I think it's like. I don't know exactly. I'm not going to speculate too much. But I suppose it could be political differences or something. But a lot of people have fallen out with Bold since he became a YouTuber. No, I think just generally always he's. Yeah, what can I say? He tossed them like a used tissue. So.
But I truly, I think, even though I don't I'm not interested into Simon's videos that much anymore.
Yeah.
But I have to say, the best content from North Korea, like generally out of the box material, was Simon's visit to North Korea. Even though he went there, and he did some excellent stuff.
Okay.
He was really innovative in his margins that he has, because you cannot film freely there. He did some great stuff. And another stuff that I can almost say I was a fan that got me into it. But the more I watched it, became more. I don't know. Is he tired? Is he making he's making the videos for both, for YouTube, for Facebook, the short videos. I can see the style of editing and stuff.
Okay.
But he did the stuff. He went in 30 days through the whole America. In every day he went. He had with no money. Guy? Simon Wilson.
Okay. I just watched one of his videos where he was in Europe somewhere saying, "I've got no money." Blah blah blah.
He did. That's his secret.
It's always like quick scenes and quite high energy stuff.
Yeah, and also shaky camera, which can be good or bad. But anyway, he did awesome. I don't know how real is it, but he did an awesome trip through whole America in 30 days with no money.
Okay.
And that was excellent, man. It was like I watched the whole series, so there's like 30 something.
I think you can do that when you're young, you know, traveling around with no money and But when you're like a middle-aged guy asking around, "Oh, sorry, I don't have enough money for the bus."
Yeah,
you can't get away with it so much unless you look homeless or something like that.
Oh, have you been to Russian, like Saint Petersburg bars and stuff?
I have. Now, what people might not know about me is I'm a big nightlife guy. At least I used to be. In Ukraine, when I was living there, I was in bars, clubs all the time.
You had too much of it.
Too much of it.
I have this. I used to be too, because of my rap career and stuff. I organized events. I was performing. I was like a public figure. So I did like, well, alcohol use was extensive as well, but it's not about the alcohol. I actually don't like being in this environment, loud environments where everybody is having fun because of the alcohol. But in Russia, I noticed, I haven't experienced myself, people party without alcohol as well. Sure, there's like these places.
Yeah.
So in Finland, where I'm from, basically party means alcohol.
Same in England.
Yeah, but here it's different. So basically, I've never experienced having. I don't know how. What's so funny about not being drunk and enjoying the music? What?
Yeah, because I notice this in some places, like the new generation now. You know, they'll go to some bars and they're sitting there playing card games or board games or something like that. And I'm thinking, what the hell are you doing, guys? Come on, let's get going. Let's drink and have fun, kind of thing. But I think it's just a new generation now that, because Russia has this reputation, Russian people have a reputation of being hard drinkers, but really it's not true these days. If you go to more rural places in Russia, yes, but I think alcohol is officially down by a big amount in this country. People are, you know, seeing the trends on social media about healthy living, staying in shape, and maybe they learnt the mistakes of their fathers or the parents through drinking. So it's not like that anymore. Like British people drink a lot more than Russian people these days, I believe. Going back to what you were saying about nightlife, sorry, I just want to say that like St. Petersburg, I wouldn't say is such a great place for nightlife, but I do go to some bars sometimes. I got some places I go to, and I like to go out, to be honest. I like to go out with friends, have a couple of drinks, and have a laugh. Every so often, I like that.
Exactly.
I like your videos when you're in Lviv, yeah. I was there like a couple of days before the war started, and I left and went to UK. I didn't know the war was going to start. And probably you like my videos because in Lviv, because I had a passion for that city, because I spent so much time, I was living in Lviv. So a little part of me, my soul is on a lot of streets in that city. And obviously, you know, it's a tricky situation now politically, but I always have a piece in my heart for that city. So many good times I had there. I'm going to cry, I think.
Can you imagine? I'm starting to get recognized in St. Petersburg twice in a day.
Wow.
In 2 days, once a day.
I've been recognized once.
Many times, but anyway, it doesn't mean anything. But listen, I was in Sevkabil. I filmed 2 days ago in Sevkabil, like the spirits, the atmosphere. A Russian subscriber came to me and he said, "Hey, I watch your videos all the time." And he's moving to Finland or going to travel here and there, and he's used my videos. Thank you. I was like, that's a weird, because Russian speakers, I have like few percentage of Russian speakers. Another one, I was yesterday in Vyborg. Person wrote to me. His channel, by the way, was like speaking English or something. He said, "Oh, I just passed you 10 minutes ago and didn't realize it was you." In the chat, live chat, as I was. So. And it is nice feeling. You should experience more but it depends who you, probably Russians don't watch you. Or, by the way, did you know I was on a live stream with this YouTuber from Greece, Ioannis. He's a young dude. He traveled like all 3 months in Russia this summer. He loves Russia. He did this 3-month tour filming. Not live streaming, just filming in archives and releasing and stuff. Check it out, Ioannis V.
Ioannis V, I'll try and remember.
like
after a few beers, it might be difficult.
He's a great guy, and he's from Greece, loves Russia. Yes, and we made a historical stream, 2 foreigners in Russia in 2 different cities live. That's what I did.
Yeah.
He was in Moscow, I was in St. Petersburg. Anyways, while I was streaming with a Greek guy on Nevsky, a guy from Cyprus, a tourist, came to me and said, "Hey, Igor, I watch your video." Not with a Russian accent, but I don't know Greek accent. And he came to me and said, then I said, "Hey, you speak Greek?" He said, "Yes." And Ioannis from Moscow was talking to this tourist who watched my videos live on Nevsky. Like this, you don't get these type of coincidence for some reason on the Europe side. I don't know why.
You've done so many videos about this city. You're like Saint Petersburg man. So a lot of people, even if they don't comment on your channel, they would have been lurking there. They've seen your videos, and yeah, when they see you, they want to say hi.
Use.
Oh, buy me a coffee.
Yes. Now let's put it.
buymeacoffee.com/tooltravels if you want to help.
Do you have?
Yeah, if you want to help out a struggling YouTuber, buy his next beer.
He's stealing my donations. Typical British guy.
After this guy, you donate to him first, then me.
No, support.
I'll love you more if you donate to me.
Yes, support Toll Travel, support Igor Russia. This is support both. By the way, if you, I changed buy me coffee into buy me beer.
Ah.
You can change it, in the system. So basically, but yeah, you can take that idea.
Bankroll a trip to Kamchatka for me, and helicopter rides and polar bears and stuff. Then.
Hey, next topic. We getting drunk?
Yeah.
Am I? Are we?
It won't take me much to get drunk because I've been drinking about a beer a month for the last few months. So.
Me neither. Well, no, I've been.
I'm a cheap date, as they would say.
Listen, bad YouTubers, not anti-Russian YouTubers, but bad YouTubers like
Johnny FD.
yeah. Okay, sure, and other YouTubers. Who do you want to speak about this?
All right.
Are you? I can also, but yeah, Johnny FD. What
the thing is, I can say bad things about YouTube.
This is the chat. This is the part we're gonna get nasty.
This is like after a couple of beers talk, But I want to say one thing. It's like there may be bad YouTubers, but if they're getting a lot of views, then they're good at something. And Johnny FD, he's
a leech.
The guy's a donut. He's a walking donut. But I would say two nice things about him. I don't want to pretend somebody some of his fries. So I thought that was generous. But in general, I met him in real life a couple of times, and he's bad vibes, and the stupidity he shows in his videos. I just can't watch him anymore. He's very cringy.
I forgot about him actually. I've watched some
easy
videos.
to forget about him, but yeah, when I did make a video with Russia today.
Ah, you did?
It's just a special breed of stupid.
He's a foreign agent.
And he complains a lot. Somebody just wrote there, yeah, he's like one of these spoiled Westerners. He's like, oh my God, I can't get a Wi-Fi signal here in America.
Oh my God, I cannot get this apartment I bought in Kiev. There's no electricity.
Homeless person outside my apartment today. Who do they think they are?
In Kiev or where?
I'm just making it up.
Oh,
joke. Stuff like that.
But anyways,
entitled Western brat.
Not disrespecting him for living where he wants to live. Kiev, man. Before all the stuff, I'm probably won't be allowed into Kiev because I have so many Russian stamps. I don't know how it works, but I will assume. But I would love to go there, pure-hearted, without any BS. Seriously, I don't have any problems with anybody. I can go to Estonia, even Poland, because they're so anti-Russophobic.
You see these videos online where somebody asks you, what country do you hate or you don't like?
Yeah.
I'm one of these people, there's no country I wouldn't go to. I have preconceived opinions about some countries, of course, but at the end of the day, people are people, and even on paper, they might be an enemy country or something like that. People are people. At the end of the day, we've got the same, we're looking for the same things in life. We've got the same problems and everything else. So I'll shake anybody's hand wherever they're from, and I'll go to any country, and that's it, really.
That's a weird thing, by the way, that you've actually met so many big YouTubers. Actually, not referring to Johnny FD because he actually got bigger, not physically. Oh, maybe physically, but he got bigger because of bald.
Yeah,
many of them have become bigger. Yeah, but I'm talking about the other ones. You actually met all the Simon Harold.
I never met Simon.
Ah, you didn't.
I met Harold's. I met Harold's. I met Bold. I met Johnny. I haven't met NFKRZ here.
You don't want to meet him now.
No, I mean, that's
somebody commented about him, by the way, also, and I made also reaction video because you can do so many.
To make a video about him, but I don't want to be like some kind of bitchy YouTuber that makes videos about other people, but it does get good views, you know.
It got better views, but because of the ban, it got lots less than it should. Not that it was a great video, but it's just because of the algorithm. But anyways, his videos are so cringy, actually, because anybody who doesn't know about Russia, it's unfortunate that they believe him.
Yeah.
But and the stuff that he does is so easy.
Oh, okay. Now that I've had a few drinks, I can do an impression of NFKZ. Are you ready?
Are you going to do the laugh?
I can do the laugh, yeah. What's up, Blazers? It's your boy Roman here, your friendly neighborhood Russian. I don't want to tell you how much I hate my country. I really, really hate it. I want to go to Europe where everything's amazing. I can't wait to get out of this damn place. See something like this.
But the video that I made, that was a good one. But the video that I made, a reaction video, that he was like, he actually hasn't been too much around the world, but he was talking about cities being dirty and stuff. And I've been to this, was it Holland or what country? I don't know. I've been there before. It's not that bad. It actually, and then I've been in Europe. I know what I'm talking about. I'm a specialist. Like what? And
he shows all this like crappy stuff he can find from Russia, and he does that girly laugh every time, like this. And,
guys, we are getting a little bit drunk. I hope you don't feel offensive of us making jokes about.
Don't worry. At least we're being ourselves.
This is probably more entertaining. Actually,
what I want to say good about NFKZ, I don't watch his videos for a long time.
The Chelyabinsk video was good with both, almost.
Yeah, he's a smart guy, like he's young and he's much smarter, more switched on.
But he can't rap for shit.
Yeah, I don't know about that, but he's smart. He speaks English very, very well, and like if I compare myself to him at his age, he's like ahead of me. You know what I mean? So I respect him because he's an educated guy, but I don't know, he hates his country too much. I mean, I don't like my country a lot, the UK, but, I don't have the same, he seems to have a hatred for his country. And maybe it's because he grew up in Chelyabinsk, which is, not the most beautiful city in the world.
I want to go there.
It's an industrial place, and I can imagine why he has some resentment towards this city, but I think during the more time he spends overseas, he will appreciate that not everything. Overseas. Yeah, not everything.
He's in Georgia.
The streets of Europe are not lined with gold all the time, and not everything's perfect and idyllic. So I say I respect the guy in some ways, but yeah, not somebody I'll follow.
But I think that anybody has the right to love their own country or some other country for whatever reasons. I get attacked all the time because I clearly love like Russia, which is culturally my country, 100%. It's my religion, my history, my roots, but I have also the same things I could say partially also about Finland. And I can love both or another one more than another. That's my right. But people, because if you love a certain country, which is considered bad because of the propaganda, then it's like a bad thing to do. But if you love, if you're in, let's say Finland once again, if you love like countries that are popular, let's say like popular South holiday destinations. I love Portugal. It's my home. Oh, how lovely. Portugal. So nice. Then say about Russia. Russia, are you a traitor? Wow, politicized. This is so BS. I had enough of it. And I won't take any of it from any people. I shut them down like quickly.
Yeah.
But this stuff is, people have freedom.
I mentioned to a family member recently that I was going to, they said, oh, where are you going then? I said, I'm going to Saint Petersburg. They said, where's that? Because they don't know, like it was, I'm not going to say who, but a younger member of my family. And it's not that, it's a smart family member, let's say, but like Russia is just not in the public, it's only in a negative public conscious in any kind of positive way. You normally hear about Moscow because, Moscow this, the Kremlin that, Putin that. So most people know Moscow, but like St. Petersburg, let's bear in mind, is one of the biggest cities in Europe. Especially if you don't count Istanbul as a European city, then I think it's number 2 or number 3. So this is a huge city in Europe, one of the most important cities, arguably one of the most beautiful cities, and some people don't know where it is.
Yeah. Guys, this has been live on New Year's Eve with Toll Travels and Igor in Russia. Thanks all for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. Lots of information, lots of fun stuff. All right, guys. Merry Russian Christmas.
Merry Orthodox Christmas to everybody who celebrates, and happy post-Christmas to everybody else.
Yes. See you guys. All right.
Bye-bye. Oops, sorry.